Hi, my name is Gillian and I'm from Reading, which is a town in the southeast of England. I basically thought I'd make this video because I wanted to make a sort of video diary of my life, probably over the next year really. Basically, a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago actually, I found out that I was going to need an operation on my back. I've known for quite a while now that I've got this condition called scoliosis, which is like a lateral curvature of the spine. So mine's not too bad, but it's progressing, so it's likely to get pretty bad soon if we don't do anything about it. Last year I had an x-ray done in London, and my degree of curvature was 31 degrees, I think, and they said just come back in 9 months and they'll watch it and just check that it isn't sort of progressing or getting too much worse. So I went back about 3 weeks ago and had another x-ray, and they told me that my angle of curvature was now 41 degrees, so it got 10 degrees worse in the last 9 months, which is obviously not good. So yeah, they said that I'd have to have an operation, and I was planning on going to university next year, starting in October 2010. I've got all my offers back now, so I was all quite psyched up for that. But basically, having this operation, I'd have two choices of when to have it done. I could either have it done as soon as possible, which would be sometime later this year, or between my first and second year of university. At first I thought I'd do that, but then I realised that I'd be dreading the summer, because I'd have to have it in the summer between my first and second year. And I'd just be dreading the summer so much and worrying about it, and I wouldn't be able to go on holiday with any of my new university friends. So I made the very difficult decision of deciding that I was actually going to take a gap year now. So I haven't yet emailed my universities, but hopefully they'll think that I have a reasonably good cause as to why I want to defer. Yeah, so I'm planning on instead starting university in 2011, and this year I'm going to have the operation done just after summer, so I'm hoping sort of October, November time. We've just written a letter to the surgeon though, asking if this is okay. So fingers crossed. Yeah, anyway, I'll tell you a bit about what the surgery is going to involve. This is also probably a video for other people with the same condition as me. I know there's quite a few people that have scoliosis. It's mostly girls, I think, but yeah, and I remember how scared I was when I found out, and I'm still pretty anxious about the whole thing now, but I thought that, when I'm looking back on this in sort of 5-10 years time, it might sort of help me remember, that I can get through tough times and stuff. It should be good. Anyway, yeah, so the surgery involves a week in hospital. They basically cut down my spine where the curve is, and they put in 2 metal rods, I think, and screw my back or my spine to these rods and sort of pull it in a bit, and hopefully the metal rods will hold it in place. Then they basically sew me back up together again, so I'll have a nice, rather large scar down my back, which it sounds so shallow, but I'm actually really worried about that. I do a lot of swimming, and I'm quite a self-conscious person, so that's definitely going to take some guts to get over. People sort of staring at my back being like, whoa, what the hell has she been through? But yeah, I'm gonna try and be proud of it, because it shows that I've gone through a lot more than most people have my age. I'm 17, by the way. I'm turning 18 in 2 months, so yeah, anyway, after the surgery, I basically have to wear a back brace for 3 or 4 months, and apparently it's one of the most uncomfortable things. I imagine it's a bit like wearing some kind of large fat plastic corset 24 hours a day, so I'll probably get used to it after a week or two, but it's going to be very restraining. And also I imagine my back is probably going to be quite painful, having been sort of my whole spine being moved, and all the muscles around that are probably going to be feeling quite tender, but oh well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, and then after the sort of 4 months back brace, I've just got to be careful really. In 6 months they said I should be pretty much back to my normal activities. Though, and this is one of the things which I was most worried about, because they told me that afterwards there would be there would be a restriction on basically my life from then on, which sounded quite scary. I'll never be able to play contact sports, and I don't really play things like rugby at the moment, but when someone tells you that you're definitely not allowed to do that, like, ever in your life, it seems quite unfair. Like, I could watch a rugby game on TV and know that even if I wanted to have a go at rugby and join a rugby club, or something like that, I'd just never be able to do it. But I'll survive without rugby in my life, I'm sure. Also, I'll never be allowed to go bungee jumping, and anyone that knows me will know that I probably would never have got the guts up to do that anyway. But I don't know, it's something that I'd always imagined one day in the future, when I'd got a bit more courage, I'd do, jumping off some kind of bridge in New Zealand or something. Oh well, so I won't be able to do that. But the final thing that they said I wouldn't be able to do, and this was probably the thing that affected me most, is they told me that I'd never be able to run the marathon, because 26 miles of sort of thump 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 with your feet, apparently it just keeps sort of jarring your back, and it would not be good for the post-operation back, basically. Probably start doing the screws or something gross like that. And I'm not a runner at the moment, but I'd always imagined running the marathon was something that I'd really like to do. It would be like one of my life achievements. So I'd always imagined sort of at university and stuff, I'd start going to the gym regularly and really training, and hopefully in my early 20s I'd have got up the stamina to actually run it, and maybe run it for a charity or something. So I was really gutted knowing that I'd never be able to do that. But then my friend very kindly said that she'd walk the marathon with me after the operation, and I thought that maybe we could walk it for the Scoliosis charity, and that would feel like something quite worthwhile. So I could say I'd done the marathon, don't have to say I ran it. Anyway, I've got to say what month it is now. It's currently February the 28th, I think. So I'll let you know when we hear back from the surgeon, and I'll let you know how things progress from then. Oh, one more thing I forgot to say. For anyone that this is affecting, like, in a similar way to it's affecting me, if you think it's sort of taking over your life a bit, good things can come out of it, because although I've been forced into a gap year I didn't really want to take, a lot of my friends are also taking gap years, and one of my best friends has asked if I would go travelling with her in the second half of the year, when hopefully my back's all sorted out, and we're planning on doing like this mega big tour of North America, which is something I've always dreamed of doing. So we're hoping to sort of start in Toronto maybe, and then get the train or something down to New York and spend a bit of time there, then do this sort of massive tour organised by this organisation called Real Gap for gap year students. And it'll go basically all the way down and round North America to the sort of south, and via places like Florida and Chicago and Las Vegas, and no, maybe not Chicago actually, Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon, and like all these different mountains and stuff. It's going to be amazing. And then we'll finish up in Los Angeles, spend a bit of time there, and hopefully fly to Hawaii on our way back home, and maybe have a bit of relaxation time in Hawaii, and then come back home and be ready for university starting in October 2011. So my back's kind of screwed up my initial plans, but it doesn't have to screw up my life at all. It can make it better. So I'll chat more later. I hope this wasn't too boring. Bye!